I have 4 lumbar disc herniations and multiple level nerve impingement in my spine. I've had my fair share of run-ins with sciatica. I'm going to give you the tools that I use during painful flare-ups in a quick 5-minute routine, and the one thing for you to avoid if you are getting recurring bouts of sciatica. Let's get stuck in. To jump straight into a deep stretch like this would be awful during a flare-up, so we need smaller movements for both hips. We need to stop your brain from freaking out and get your hips feeling more active and mobile so that the nerves stop feeling aggravated. But if you truly want to get rid of sciatica instead of just managing the symptoms, we will show you later in the video what you need to do for that long-term fix. We're going to start with some active rotations of the hip joint, which means we're going to use our own power to gently activate the muscles of the hip and leg. Stand up and hold on to something sturdy. Lift the leg that's affected most just off the ground. Move your knee out to the side so it's pointing away from your standing leg. Rotate your leg so your knee points forwards and your foot moves up and behind your knee. Push your foot back until you feel your glutes kicking in. Then bring your knees together. Reverse the movement, push your foot back until you feel your glutes. Imagine you're pushing into a wall behind you. Rotate your leg so your foot comes back underneath your knee. Bring your knee in front of your body. Place your foot down on the floor. Then you can give yourself a little shake out and repeat the movement. Any positions that feel intense, pause, breathe, and repeat the motion. Once you do this a few times, you will start to overcome that catching feeling. We're not looking for 100% pain-free right away, but just for an improvement on that movement. Aim for 5 rotations on each leg, nice and slow. You should feel your hip muscles starting to work. It may even start to burn after 5 reps. If one side is unaffected, use it as a reference point for the affected side of how it should feel, and remember to breathe. If this is your first time trying to move through pain, you may not get 100% pain-free your first session. But if you can decrease sharp pains into a more just discomfort, that is still a massive win. The more you practice this, the level of discomfort that you experience will start to decrease until you're actually able to get yourself over a sciatica flare-up within minutes. And now, a quick word from our sponsor, me. Do you like tea? I know I do. To make the perfect cup of tea, you need to have all the ingredients. You need a cup, milk, sugar, a tea bag, and a spoon. But what if you didn't know that you needed all the ingredients? You'd just be left sucking the bag, and that's not very satisfying at all. That's why I've created the Simplistic Mobility Method. It's a full body assessment program that teaches you how to have a functioning body without leaving anything out. You can get it from tommorrison.uk. Just click the link in the description to find out more. Now, back to the video. Next up, we're going to go down to the floor and take that same rotational concept, but use the floor as an anchor point to help us get a deeper stretch. This is more of a passive stretch, and by getting deeper into the stretch, we're going to be able to take the pressure off your lower back and the nerves, which is really going to help release that sciatic nerve. Sit down on the floor or on some cushions. Put your hands behind your bum for support. Plant your feet on the floor in front of you, just a bit wider than hip width. Slowly let your right knee fall out to the right, so the outside of your knee is on or close to the ground. Your foot can be close to your body, or if you're feeling good, you can move it further away. Then slowly let your left knee fall inwards to the right, so the inside of your knee is on or close to the ground. Again, your foot could be close to your body or further away depending on how it feels. Keeping the weight in your hands if you need, start to lift your knees back to the middle position, then drop them over to the other side. Repeat this movement switching side to side while keeping your breath nice and deep. If that feels okay, you can start to push your tummy forwards towards the externally rotated leg. That's the leg with the outside of the knee closest to the ground. This helps to stretch out your glutes. Sometimes sciatica symptoms can come from tightness in the glutes. We'll talk about this a little bit later on. You're going to do 10 alternating switches plus the glute stretch, so you're going to do 5 each side. If you're currently in the midst of a flare-up and you're trying to go through these movements, there will be certain parts that catch you. Take a second and breathe. One of my favorite poses is just to be like this for a second. You want to stop yourself from going with your breathing and try and really relax and try and breathe through the nose, and then actually go through the part that catches you. So actually go through it and repeat that motion a few times until it starts to ease and you're able to go on to the next part. So do that with any part that catches you. With the 90-90, because there's pressure in the spine, you might find when you're trying to swap sides that it really catches you. So if you lean yourself back, take a second with the breathing, and then try and do the rotation at a different angle, and then bring yourself back up, you'll find it much easier to do that. And the more you can do that, the more it will start to ease, and you'll be able to swap sides a lot easier. To combine the two movements, you're going to do 1 to 2 rounds of 5 hip cars on each side, and then 10 90-90 rotations with the deep glute stretch. If this is your first time doing the movements, just try 1 round and see how you feel based on the day after. If you're starting to feel a little bit better, then add that second round. If not, stick to the 1 round for now. Remember to breathe through any discomfort. If your body is tensing up and expecting pain, then pause, take a breath, and remind yourself that these movements are perfectly safe for your hips to do. When you're doing 2 full rounds, aim for the second round to have more movement than the first. This should take you around 5 minutes. Your goal is to complete 2 full rounds without anything catching or triggering. You should feel like your hips are moving better and feeling switched on. But all this is just for symptom relief. How do we make sure that sciatic pain stops coming back? Sciatica and shooting pains down your back, hip or legs come from something pressing on your sciatic nerve. This could either be a disc injury like I have, or super tight hip muscles like I used to have as well. The first thing that we want to do is make sure that your hips move really well. That's why we use the 90-90 and the hip cars that we just went through. Secondly, to keep it at bay long term, we want to make sure that our core and our glutes are really strong. They are the supporting structures of your spine, and if you can make all of that feel stable and safe, that's how you can avoid a lot of the symptoms. Plus, who doesn't want a lovely strong bum? But most importantly, the thing that you need to avoid is avoidance. Ha! The irony. If you have on and off bouts with sciatica, the biggest lesson that I've learned over the years is that if you have a flare-up, you need to move more and not less. In the last 8 years, the only hints of flare-ups that I have had has been whenever I haven't been training and I haven't been doing hip mobility. Think of sciatica like this. The nerve gets irritated if it's not stimulated. So if you're being inactive, that's where that pressure starts to build. And it's actually a signal from your brain to tell you that you need to move your hips, not to rest and avoid movement. That thought process for me has been the biggest change to the quality of my life. The fear of making it worse is the hardest thing to battle, but once you have calmed your sciatica down through movement a couple of times, your confidence will start to skyrocket. Recovering from flare-ups is a trainable skill, so don't get frustrated if you feel like things aren't working right away. It just takes practice. Get started with the movements right now. They have served me for many years, and now I want them to serve you too. If you want a full body assessment that also goes through hip mobility and core and glute strength, then I highly recommend that you check out the simplistic mobility method from our website. Please drop a comment or share this with a friend. It helps us to help more people too. Thanks for watching.